Yo, what's going on guys, it's HP here, and today I have a special video for you. So me being me, I wanted to do something for the 113th anniversary of the Titanic sinking, and with me just starting this channel up, I figured why not do a video. I don't know if anybody else could relate, but growing up, I always had a very weird interest in the Titanic. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched the classic James Cameron movie, but it's easily over 300. I've traveled to all different types of museums and exhibits in different countries and all other places that I'll put on screen now. Which if you've never been to Halifax, Nova Scotia in Canada and you like Titanic, listen to me and get a trip out there as soon as you can. Those pictures on the left are from the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic in Nova Scotia, where you could literally touch a piece of the Grand Staircase, so I mean, come on, I was nerding out the entire time. If you're a fan of the movie, they even have a piece of wreckage there that James Cameron uses inspiration for the door that Rose survives on at the end of the movie. As for who that stud is in that picture, your guess is as good as mine. As for the picture on the right, that was from Fairview Lawn Cemetery, which is where a lot of the Titanic victims are buried in Halifax. It was very humbling to go there and just pay respects to the people that died that night. I no way whatsoever think I can even come close to the legends like Ocean Liner Designs or Titanic Honor and Glory. All this video is me checking out a mod on a game called Stormworks, which if by some miracle you stumbled across my small channel and this small video and you never heard of Titanic Honor and Glory and you're interested in Titanic or interested in ocean liners and old ships in general and you haven't heard of Ocean Liner Designs, I'll put both their channel links in the description where you can go watch some of, in my opinion, the best and highest quality content on this platform. As for my little video, I put a lot of time into this and it is cheesy at times, but I hope you guys really do appreciate. I try and make it cinematic and like I wanted to put my spin on things. So I hope you guys enjoy. I do put some like Titanic knowledge in there for you, and if of course I get anything wrong, please let me know down below. So Titanic is special to me and I wanted to do a video in honor of the 113th anniversary. So I hope you guys enjoy this. It did take me a while and I feel like I put my heart into it. So any feedback from you guys would be greatly appreciated and I thoroughly hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. What's up guys, it's HP here and welcome to Stormworks, where I have something special for you today. Today we are checking out this amazing Titanic mod, and don't worry, it's not broken for me. I've checked out a lot of these mods, but this is by far the best one I've seen. The amount of detail and time that had to have went into this mod is like insane. From the interiors to the exteriors, everything in this mod is pretty much perfect. Now there isn't an entire interior, otherwise the game would probably crash trying to render this, but I do show off everything you need to see. So let's get right into it and I'll take you to the forward bow. So with this being my first video on Stormworks, if you never heard of it, the full game is actually Stormworks Build and Rescue, and it's essentially like a Coast Guard game where there's natural disasters where you have like a HQ where you could build and make ships, but like all games on PC, the best part in my opinion are the amazing mods like this. Let's get up to the bridge and get her moving. So, like it was in real life, you actually control the ship in the rear wheelhouse here, not the forward. The forward was only used when you were pulling into port. That's just one of many details that shows the amount of time the creator of this mod put in to get this right. Let's get our voyage started, and to do that we come up here to this button and we increase the throttle. For Stormworks mods, this is actually really simple. There's some mods where you have to go down and physically light each individual boiler, but this is just nice to have. Unfortunately, there's no smoke from the funnels, but with the amount of detail you'll see with this, I can't complain. But we are actually moving, so let's hop back on the helm here to give you guys a better shot of it. Like most huge ships in this game, you're not really going that fast, but hey, I mean, if you're going super fast, I could only imagine how much the game would struggle trying to load all this. In terms of actually seeing your speed, I don't think there's a way you can. And obviously with the ship this size, the cornering is going to be horrible too. Who are we kidding though? You don't install a Titanic mod for performance, you install it for the visual spectacle that you're looking at, and of course the experience. As for the experience, we'll get to that later, but for now let's show off all the interiors. Alright, let's make our way inside to the interior, to the most iconic part of the ship, at least to the general public thanks to good old James Cameron. That, of course, being the Grand Staircase. Now, obviously in Stormworks, this can't look all that impressive or the game would most likely crash, but still, this is a very accurate and well-made representation of the room in-game. Which, as a reference, here's a picture I took at the Titanic exhibition in National Harbor, which that's actually a picture of the Grand Staircase on the Olympic Titanic sister ship, because there are no actual pictures of Titanic's Grand Staircase. As for the rest of the rooms on A deck, we head down this corridor, and they actually have the first-class reading and writing room, which this room looks great and follows the deck plans basically to a T, very well represented. Moving on down to B deck here, there isn't too much on this floor, it's just basically private promenade decks and that's about it, so we'll move on to C deck. So continuing on down the staircase to C deck, let's see what we got down here. We got the first class purses office, let's take a look in here. a little sideway here, then we can go actually in here, which is pretty cool. It's always nice to see little details like this. Then taking it down to D deck, we have one of the most popular rooms in the ship, being first class reception. This is where first class passengers would board. Over here we can actually interact with the port side gangway door. We can open it up, take a look outside, water's going by, all good here. One of the cool things about this room is the windows were actually double pane and they had lights behind it, so it always created the illusion that it was always daytime. Which, continuing on down to the bottom of the actual grand staircase, we're at E deck, and this leads us to Scotland Road. This corridor was used by third class and crew, and it basically spans the entire length of the ship. Really wasn't seen much in the movie besides that one scene where like Jack and Rose are breaking through the door and the guy's like, "It's White Star Line property." And there's really nothing to see here down on F deck, unfortunately. So now we're back up on the A deck first class promenade, and in case you didn't know, Titanic actually had two grand staircases. We are now entering the aft grand staircase. I feel like one of the reasons why people didn't know there was two is on the wreck today, this is basically non-existent. The aft grand staircase was pretty much obliterated during the sinking. Basically what happened during the night of the sinking is the forwardmost part of Titanic basically flooded evenly. As water came in, it pushed out air, allowing the ship to kind of fill peacefully, if you want to call it that. And what that basically allowed to happen, and as the ship sank, the forward part of the ship really wasn't destroyed, and down at the bottom at the wreck today, it's kind of preserved fairly well. All things considered, obviously. But the stern is a completely different story. It's practically unrecognizable at the wreck nowadays, and that's because when the ship went down and the split happened, spoiler alert, basically the stern was forcefully pulled under, and as it went down, it imploded badly and destroyed pretty much everything. As for the aft grand staircase, the split happened just forward of it, so if I pull us back out here, I'll basically show you where it happened. Right in front of the third funnel right there is where the split happened, and right behind that third funnel is where the aft grand staircase was. So the damage was quite severe, and it's literally non-existent on the wreck today. And as for the upper stern and the poop deck, basically what you're seeing now is all you can access. You really can't get into anything down there. But it's just cool, man, being able to do stuff like this in games 113 years later. It's just cool. I can't explain it.
Iceberg, sir. I tried to port round it, but she hit.
She goes down by the head. The water will spill over the tops of the bulkheads. At E-deck, from one to the next, back and back. There's no stopping. From this moment, no matter what we do, Titanic will founder.
All right, we officially hit the iceberg. We have to get down below decks to see if we could see any damage. Well, it sounds like we completely just lost our engines. Let's take a look out the gangway door to see if we could see anything. Everything looks okay out here. I don't see any damage to the port side of the ship. We should keep heading down. Let's close this and get to it. Let's see if we see anything. Oh no. We are officially taking on water. This entire area is flooding. We gotta get out of here, get back up top. There's one place you don't want to be in a sinking ship. It's down deep within it. right, we made it back up top. Let's hop in and see what we're looking at here. Oh geez, we're definitely taking in water. We're going down by the head. Portholes are being covered. Doesn't look like we have a list though, which that's good at least. But I think the engines are completely dead. Yeah, engines are still all the way up. We gotta start getting these lifeboats out. All right, Davit's already swung out. Let's send her down. From these davits, the potentially most controversial lifeboat was launched. Like I was just shown, there was other boats stored on the Titanic that could be loaded up and launched, like Collapsible Lifeboat C, which is the lifeboat that was the most controversial because of one person in particular. As it was being lowered, J. Bruce Ismay got in. If you don't know who J. Bruce Ismay is, he was the chairman of the White Star Line, the line that owned the Titanic, and he was traveling on her maiden voyage as a passenger. As it was being lowered, Ismay decided to jump in, and people, basically, he faced scrutiny for his entire life after the sinking because he actually survived by getting off in Collapsible C. We have officially developed a port list that is not good, but it is realistic to how the ship actually went down. And they even opened up the port gangway door, which this actually was left open during the sinking. So that is actually a very cool detail that they included with this mod. I did not open that. You saw earlier in the video, I did shut it. But with this being open, this caused water to flood right into the first class reception here, which obviously sped up the sinking. Let's go take a look at how bad things are getting. Oh God. Oh no, the entrance to Scotland Road and this entire deck is flooded. We gotta get up top, quick. Water has officially started to pour over the forward bow. Things are really gonna speed up now. The forecast was almost entirely submerged. This is really bad, guys. We're not going to be afloat much longer. Next boat's going down. Thank God. Oh no. Oh my God. Water is officially getting up to the bridge. Water has officially made it to the bridge. We have to get aft now. Now, one of the coolest things about this mod, in my opinion, is you notice the lights are actually starting to go darker. If you only know about Titanic from the movie, how the power actually went out according to real life accounts, it didn't just cut. As the ship continued to go down and more electrical systems began to get shorted and flooded, the lights actually started to change. As water surged over the boat deck and eventually surging into the bridge, the port list, which Titanic has been suffering all night, eventually rights itself. It was during this time one of the most talked about events of the sinking occurred. Per captain's orders to prevent a panic, Titanic's band has been playing cheery music all night. Once they realized the end was here, they decided to play one final song to the very end. With the list corrected, Titanic starts to go down on an even keel, causing water to surge over the starboard boat deck. Titanic's final plunge began. As the water rushed up the deck, the forwardmost funnel collapses, crushing anyone underneath it. Water continues to surge forward, eventually reaching the dome of the grand staircase. The dome implodes, causing even more water to rush into the hull of Titanic as the second-most funnel collapses. The crew, which has been tirelessly working to keep the lights on, can no longer keep up, as they were burning a deep shade of red. They go out for the last time. Then, the unthinkable happens. The stern bobs in the water for a little bit, giving those still aboard a false sense of hope that maybe they'll stay afloat, until it eventually starts to be pulled under. The stern nearly goes vertical, as those still aboard hang on to whatever they can to stay on as long as possible. Air bursts out of portholes in lower parts of the ship as it's forcefully pulled beneath. Then, just after 2:20 a.m., April 15th, 1912, Titanic slips beneath the water.